Wow. It finally happened, guys. It finally actually happened. This Seahawks team this year, it's been a bad year. It's been a bad team. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. We knew the team was bad going into this game, but we could at least cling on to a few things, right? Like we beat the Jaguars, we beat the Texans. We could tell ourselves that, hey, we're bad, but we're not one of the worst. We can beat these teams that are considered one of the worst. We can handle these games, right? So we got this Bears team coming in. They got their third string quarterback, no Allen Robinson, no Khalil Mack, just a 4-10 team playing out the string. We got this. Of course, because we're bad, but we're not Bears bad. We're just kind of tepid bad. No, you found a way to lose that game. You had the lead the whole damn game. You led from the first score of the game all the way to late in the fourth, minute left in the fourth. You were in control and you found a way to lose. And all these things that we as Seahawks fans were trying to cling on to say, oh, well, we never lose 3 games in a row with Wilson. Wilson's never lost 3 games in a row. Oh, okay. 3 in a row. There we go. So much for that. We usually at least have a good record at home. Okay, what are we going to be this year? Probably 3-5 at best. Now we're 2-5 now. So there's just nothing left to hang on to. Oh, our defense bends, but they don't break. They come up with big plays to preserve wins at the ends of games if you give them an opportunity. No. Gave up a game-winning touchdown and 2-point conversion to Nick Foles. And Jimmy Graham, who looks like he's been running on cinder blocks for the last 4 years. Love Jimmy, but had to be said. So, look, this game, disgraceful, embarrassing, and if you as a fan have not seen what you need to see to know this thing needs to be blown up completely, I don't know what to tell you. I guess maybe you're just not a real fan, that you don't feel the embarrassment of losing to this team. That's the only way I can put it. As a fan, you should be having these reactions to when your team embarrasses themselves like this. Losing to a 4-win team with their third string quarterback, missing maybe their 2 best players. In a game where, by the way, you did a lot of good things and you still can't find a way to win that game? Get them all out of town. Coaches, a lot of these players, front office, I've seen enough, and I hope you have too. What really sucks about this game, and don't get me wrong, this is not about this team having a chance to make the playoffs. I'm pretty sure by this time, well, not this time tomorrow, but in about 30 hours, our playoff odds would have been 0 even if we had won this game. It's not about that. But we completely control this game on the ground. We get a great rushing attack going. That right side of the offensive line, I mess with them, man. I love those guys. Curhan, Gabe, those guys can run block their ass off. And it feels like we can do no wrong when we run to the right side right now. So we completely control the game on the ground. Rashad Penny has a great game, awesome game. DJ Dallas made some plays catching the ball out of the backfield and got the ball a couple times on the ground. I thought he played an okay game on offense. Seemed to do all right. This offensive line played okay, not the best, but given the fact that we have a UDFA rookie on the right side of the line starting, I can't say that much bad about them. They held up. Even the sack that Dwayne Brown gave up, how do you put that on anybody except Wilson? So offensive line did all right. Gerald Everett had a great game. I thought Gerald Everett did his thing. The false start at the end kills, but you shouldn't be in that situation anyway if the rest of your team was competent. I mean, Metcalf, I think he got hurt at halftime, so he's on a milk carton for the whole second half. I don't know what's up there. But even with that foot injury, I swear I see him get open routinely. And Wilson just doesn't see him. He locks onto one receiver. And I'm going to get to that a little more later, but so much stuff on this offense looked good. We used Eskridge a little bit on those like jet sweep type plays. I like what I see there, generally speaking. One of them, One of them was just a failure to launch, but I kind of like what I'm seeing there. I like the fact that we're bringing back that stuff. The defense got Dunlap showed up again. Awesome game for Dunlap. I don't know what the hell's gotten into that guy, but he suddenly looks like he could be here next year. Rasheem Green, I don't want to fall for it, but goddamn, Rasheem Green, he wants that bag, man. He wants that bag, and he's gonna get it. I don't know if it's gonna be here or not, but he is playing well enough to where I can't even get that mad if we do find a way to get him that bag. John Reed, not a great game or anything, but he's in there fighting. What's he going to do? He's a freaking seventh string cornerback. Shouldn't be out there. He's starting, and he bangs. And he goes out there and bangs. I thought Jordan Brooks played a solid game until maybe at the end there. A lot of stuff got wasted today. And the fact that I have to talk about all these positive things and still get on here and discuss a loss is just, it's awful. It's the worst. So, where do we start with how we lost? Okay, where do we start? How do I get this one started? Because look, this defense, I get it, I really do. They did some good things. They got good pressure on Foles. They made plays in the backfield. They had a lot of TFLs. They stopped the run pretty well for most of that game. I mean, at the end of the game, the Bears averaged like 3 yards a carry. I can't complain about that. What else are you going to expect? They're not going to get a tackle for loss on every single play. But I thought that there were 2 players on the Seahawks today who played truly awful games. Truly some of the worst games I've ever seen them play. Bobby Wagner and Ugo Amadi. All right, let's start there, okay? And Ugo, whatever. Ugo, he's not that good. I believed at one point that he might be somebody who was pretty good, but he's just a guy. He's just a guy. I don't hate him, but today was awful. Missed tackles, had a bad penalty. Turn your goddamn head around, you clown. Honestly, I think we kind of got away with a couple of other plays where we didn't get our head turned around, if we're going to be straight honest here. But we know that we know that the NFL is not very good about calling those plays where defensive backs don't get their head around, so whatever. But Bobby Wagner, he looked weak, he looked passive, he looked old, he looked slow. He looks like a dude who needs to retire this offseason. And I know he broke the franchise record for tackles, and he may end up getting like 200 tackles this year, but I see a dude winding down. And bottom line is, I know we put a lot on him this year, and I'm not saying he's had a bad season. He hasn't. But that was a terrible game, I think. He missed tackles. He looked very passive in coverage on some plays. He had a chance at a red zone interception today, and somehow he let it through for a 14-yard completion that ended up completely changing the complexion of this game. Awful. So, really disappointed in what I saw from those 2 guys. Other than that, I mean, there's some stuff that... There's a couple other things you can nitpick at. Like, we had a couple of defensive penalties that sucked. But those 2 guys, for me, were guys who may have played their worst games as Seahawks to this point. Ugo Amadi and Bobby Wagner. That was where a lot of my ire went. Sidney Jones was getting beat up a little bit. But at the same time, I understand Sidney Jones is forced to play number 1 corner. And that he's... I can't get too mad at him for what he's doing. Like, I don't think he had a very good game, but he with DJ Reed out, it's just kind of hard for him. So I can't be that mad at his defense. Offense. You got to back your guys up. And you know, forget about the actual production, because the production today, obviously, I mean, we had more rushing yards than net passing yards today. My God. How does that happen? And I know it's snowing. I know that's part of it, but you're a $35 million quarterback, dude. How is that okay? DK Metcalf's getting open, having opportunities over and over and over again in this game, and you're either just not seeing him, you're missing him. I mean, right from the start, you hit that long play to Metcalf, the touchdown play to Metcalf, the 41-yarder. And it's like, okay, here we go. Okay, we're going to make up for some of the stuff we've seen recently. He's going to be finding Metcalf. He's going to be looking Metcalf's way. And then a little later, he throws it to Metcalf 20 yards over his damn head. There's a 3rd and short in the third quarter where you've got Metcalf wide open for at least the first down, probably a big play, and you just whistle it 5 yards over his head. Metcalf can barely get his damn hands on the ball. Well written, well scripted, well executed play. All Wilson has to do is make the easiest throw of his life, and he airmails it. This is a different game if he hits that throw. He hits that throw, we're scoring that drive almost certainly. So, what in the hell can I say about this offense other than Russell Wilson? We ran the ball really well today. 170 rushing yards against a defense that admittedly is not great against the run this year, but it is a good overall defense. And I'll take 170 rushing yards against any defense in the world. So, I need my $35 million quarterback to close the game at the end. We've got a touchdown lead. In that fourth quarter, we had 2 drives get into scoring range. On one drive, you took a 13-yard sack, and yeah, I get it. Jason Myers should make that field goal, but you're making life harder for him when you take a pointless, stupid 13-yard sack. And then the next drive, we get into field goal range, and then we go backwards like 12 yards, force the punt, Bears drive down, score the game-winning touchdown, 2-point conversion, and then you get the ball back with a minute left, and you can't do nothing with it. Got Lockett wide ass open on 4th down. Miss him. I don't know what else to say at this point. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much to me. As far as I'm concerned, Wilson said all he needed to say with that Rams game last week. I needed him to be big boy Russ, and he was little boy Russ. But this is just another piece of evidence that that was not good enough. Point blank, period. Doesn't go through his progressions. Not going through his progressions. Early in the I think the first drive of the third quarter for the offense, he's got an opportunity to get a short scoring drive because we start with the ball around midfield. First play, he just shucks it up deep to Tyler Lockett. Double covered, no chance of a completion. Lucky it wasn't picked off. Why are you taking that throw, dude? If you're going to do that, do it to Metcalf. Metcalf has a chance to go up and get it. Lockett's not going to go up and get it. That's not his game. He's got no chance. Just there are some plays in this game that you see Wilson make, and you're like, oh yeah, this is the Wilson that we like. There were some plays on our second scoring drive where on 3rd down he found Everett for a short gain to pick up the first, and I'm like, okay, this is what this should be all about. I love it. I like this from Wilson. This is the Wilson we needed to see all year. Let while we're here, while we're playing these games, let's keep seeing this stuff. And then he just goes back over to the neighbor's house, fools around with the sorority over at the neighbor's house. Can't just stick with his wife. Can't just stick with the stuff that's working. No, I got to go deep, double covered to Tyler Lockett again. Why? Why do you have to do that? Because you have a low football IQ. That's the only way I can put it anymore. This dude's football IQ never caught up to his physical abilities, and now the physical abilities are starting to wane a little bit, and it's just not there. He can't stop himself from just going back to that deep ball when he doesn't need to. He can't stop himself from dancing around in the pocket and taking a crucial 13-yard sack that forces a missed field goal. Yeah, again, I get it. Myers should make that kick. Myers sucks too. He's got to be gone after this year. Awful year for him. But you know what? How about you, as the $35 million quarterback, don't make his job harder? Okay? What does Myers make this year? Like $4 million? Whatever. So, I don't know what else to focus on this game other than Wilson, really. Like, I guess on the defense, if you want to go back to the defense, like Pete Carroll, Ken Norton, bend, don't break, bend, don't break, bend, don't break. Don't worry, guys. We're going to let him drive the whole length of the field, but we'll get a stop inside the 10. How'd that work out for you today, huh? Yeah, just soft zone, soft zone, soft zone, soft zone. Let him drive down to the 10-yard line. We'll get this stop. We ain't going to let him get... Oh, can't get him off the field on 3rd down. Can't get him off the field on the 2-point conversion. Like that stuff, yeah, that stuff speaks for itself, but God. I'm already over this defense, really. Like it's a good defense, don't get me wrong. Overall it is a good defense. And the offense had multiple opportunities to put this game away and they screwed it up. They had a drive in the third quarter start in Bears territory and couldn't get points off of it because Wilson just completely screwed up that drive with his garbage. And then you had two opportunities to have a game-ending score in the fourth, and you take a big sack to mess up the field goal, and then you go backwards after getting into field goal range. It's just... I don't know what else to say anymore about it, but again, as far as I'm concerned, Wilson said what he needed to say with that Rams game last week, but this is just... It's another log in the fire for me, man. Multiple opportunities to either put this game away or go win it, and you can't do it. So, I've had it. I've really had it. I think a lot of people are starting to join up over here for one reason or another. I think a lot of people are starting to understand what's going on here. We have a head coaching problem. We have a general manager problem. We do. Okay? This defense, it plays the way they play. They're basically designed. They basically plan on allowing these plays in the middle of the field and then clamp down in the red zone. It's just soft zone over and over and over again. Okay, these drafts suck. I mean, Ugo Amadi, another wasted pick, by the way. I know it's just one bad game, but it's on top of the already mediocre season he's having. But I cannot believe how Wilson makes the same mistakes over and over and over again. Holding onto the ball too long, throwing it deep when he doesn't need to. Just... I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. I didn't think we were going to lose this game. I really didn't. I know we're bad. I know that winning wouldn't have meant that much, but I'm really shocked we lost this game. I thought that we'd see something a little better coming off that Rams game where you can honestly say the team played well enough to win and Wilson just didn't get it done. And I'm sitting here saying that same thing again. The team played well enough to win for the most part and Wilson just doesn't get it done. So, I'm going to get out of here for a little bit. We got a Sunday night game tonight. Obviously, nothing matters for this team anymore. We suck. We're done. That was true beforehand. But I just can't believe that, again, this team played decent enough to get the win. They put themselves in a position to win, and the quarterback, the $35 million quarterback, can't close the deal. See you guys in stream after the game, or during the Sunday night game. Go Hawks.